In your first Soundation assignment, you're going to create a song. It has to be 1 minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes in length. You need to use at least 4 different audio files, no more than 7. You can't have any MIDI or instrument channels, and you need to write down what audio files you use. Before I get into how to actually work with the program, I really want to take a look at this step right here, writing down the audio files you use, what folder they came from, and the tempo that you use. The second step of this project, assignment number 2, is going to be trading songs with someone and recreating that person's song. All you're going to get to do that is their list of loops and the audio. And the audio is going to look like this. You're going to get a link to their profile, and all you'll see is this. You won't get to see how they did it on Soundation. You'll only get to hear it and see what loops they used. So make it easy for that person and keep track of what you use. So the first thing that I'm going to use is a loop called 95 Yo Synth Stab C. So that's the name of it. And let me show you where it is. Down here. Now I need to know the name of it, of course, but then there's just so many loops on here that I also need to look what folder it came from. So it came from Urban, and then within Urban it came from 95. So on my assignment sheet, I wrote down loop number 1, 95, Yo Synth Stabs C. One cool thing about the library here is that once you use a loop, the software keeps track of what loops I'm using. Now, it doesn't keep track of what folder they came from or their location within those folders, but you do have the names of them. So you can double check at the end to make sure you've got the names of all of your loops in your assignment. Now let's talk about working in the program. So here's my first loop. If I want to drag something in, it's just that simple. I click and drag. If I want to make it longer, which I will because I'm going to have to get to 1 minute and 30 seconds eventually, I just click the upper left-hand corner and drag. Now let's say I want this one to stop for a little while, but then come back at the end. So in the middle of my song, it goes away, but then it comes back. I can just re-drag it in there and put it in. Now, how am I going to know if I got to 1 minute and 30 seconds? Well, remember down here in this box, it keeps track of where your playhead is. There's my playhead moving across the string. It's that vertical white line. It keeps track of where the playhead is in measures, but also in time. So right now it's at 10 seconds, about 10 seconds in. So then when I'm done with my song, I feel like I like how it sounds. I just need to make sure that it's 1.5 minutes. So I'm probably going to need to go to about right here. Now I know my ending point is right about there. I can go past it if I need to, but I need to go at least that far. So then I'm going to find loops to add in. I do not want to have all of my loops running all the time. I might have one of them running all the time, but to make it interesting to a listener, I don't want it to be the same all the way through. So I'm going to find some different loops. Remember, 4 to 7, add them in, let them cut in and out if you want to. Let some of them run the whole time. Let some of them come in just for part of it, whatever you want to do. If you decide, let's say I've put in another one, I'm just going to choose something at random. So what if I've tried that in my song? but I decide that doesn't really work. It's not really working with the other stuff. I just make sure that it's highlighted like that and press delete, just like if I was typing something out. If I wanted to copy and paste something, just like if I was typing something, I could do Command C and Command V. So Command C to copy it, Command C to paste it. There it is. My final words of advice to you. Don't be a perfectionist. We're going to be making lots of music. Your first thing might not be the coolest thing you make. It doesn't have to be. You can listen to all these sounds, but there's probably 1,000 different sounds. So if you spend a lot of time listening to sounds, it's going to cause you a problem because you're going to just run out of time. Don't be too critical about the decisions. If you like it, put it in. If you don't like it, don't worry about finding the 4 that you like most. Just find 4 that you like. One other thing, notice that each of these waves has a different number. That's the tempo. So when I drag something in, it's going to ask me, this is at a different tempo. Would I like it to time stretch or pitch stretch the file to fit? It's your choice. It doesn't really matter to me either way. If you do that, then you might want to put in here time stretch, because that person's going to need to know which it is, time or pitch, if they're going to recreate your song exactly. Okay, have fun.